Watch this video. Most underrated engine, Boss 351 Cleveland. What if I told you that one of Ford's most powerful engines from the 1960s has been living in the shadows all these years? Produced from 1969 to 1974, an engine with raw performance, mystery, and a legacy that's often overlooked. This engine was way ahead of its time. Ford, led by Lee Iacocca and Carroll Shelby, sought a Mustang that could dominate both the streets and the track, outmatching rivals like Chevrolet's Camaro Z28 and Pontiac's GTO. The Boss 351 was their answer, crafted to dominate both the streets and the track. What if Ford had given the Boss 351 the attention it truly deserved? In the late 1960s, the American automotive landscape was dominated by the muscle car wars. Automakers vied for supremacy, creating ever more powerful engines to capture the hearts of speed-hungry enthusiasts. Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler battled fiercely on the streets, drag strips, and NASCAR ovals. While Ford had success with its big block FE engines and smaller Windsor V8s, it lacked an intermediate solution to fill the performance gap between these two families. The introduction of the 351 Windsor in 1969 helped bridge this gap, but it was based on Ford's existing small block architecture, which limited its potential. Meanwhile, Chevrolet's 350 and Chrysler's 340 were proving highly effective, leaving Ford needing a new contender. Thus, the Cleveland engine plant in Ohio became the birthplace of Ford's next great engine, the 351. Engineered by Ford Performance, the 1969 Boss 351 Mustang was a formidable force, powered by the 351 cubic-inch, 5.8-liter Cleveland V8 engine. This all-new engine was designed as a high-revving powerhouse, producing 330 horsepower and 370 lb-ft of torque. It featured advanced components like open-chamber combustion chambers, a high-flow intake manifold, and a 4-barrel Autolite 4300 carburetor, pushing the limits of naturally aspirated performance. The Cleveland block's iron cast allowed for higher compression ratios and higher RPMs, making it highly sought after by racers and performance enthusiasts. Power was channeled through a top-loader 4-speed manual transmission, known for its smooth, precise shifting, while 3.91.1 rear axle gears delivered aggressive acceleration. Key features and innovations. Borrowing technology from the Boss 302, the Cleveland introduced canted, angled valves, enhancing airflow through the combustion chamber. This design allowed for massive intake and exhaust ports, making the Cleveland a high RPM powerhouse. The engine block was cast with high nickel content, providing superior durability and resistance to wear, qualities essential for racing applications. By raising the camshaft position, engineers made room for a shorter, stiffer pushrod, which improved valve train stability at high RPMs. These features enhanced block rigidity, reducing the risk of distortion under high loads and making the Cleveland highly durable. With a bore of 4.0 inches and a stroke of 350 inches, the Cleveland delivered quick revs and excellent power across a broad RPM range. The Cleveland came in two primary configurations: the 2V, 2-barrel carburetor for economy and reliability, and the 4V, 4-barrel carburetor for performance. Each was tailored to a specific market segment. Engine codes and special variants. The H code represented the 2V, 2-barrel carburetor variant. With modest compression ratios and smaller intake ports, it was designed for everyday driving. It produced between 240 and 250 gross horsepower, depending on the year, and was popular in mid-level vehicles like the Ford Torino and Mercury Montego. M code 1970 to 1971. The M code was the standard 4V Cleveland, featuring larger intake ports, a 4-barrel carburetor, and higher compression. Rated at 300 horsepower in its prime, it was a solid performer in vehicles like the Mustang Mach-1. R code 1971. The R code Cleveland, known as the Boss 351, represented the engine's peak performance. Exclusive to the Mustang Boss 351, it boasted an 11.01 compression ratio. a high-lift solid lifter camshaft, and a 4-barrel Autolite carburetor. Rated at 330 horsepower, the Boss 351 was a track-ready beast with incredible high RPM capabilities. Q code, 1972 to 1974. The Q code Cleveland, also known as the Cobra Jet, was introduced as emissions regulations tightened. While lower compression ratios reduced output, the Cobra Jet retained performance-focused features like a nodular iron crankshaft and revised heads. It produced up to 266 net horsepower and was a favorite among enthusiasts seeking a street-legal powerhouse. NASCAR success. During the early 1970s, teams like the Wood Brothers Racing used Cleveland-powered Fords to secure multiple victories, including David Pearson's legendary win at the 1976 Daytona 500. Drag racing dominance. In NHRA Pro Stock, drivers like Bob Glidden capitalized on the Cleveland's tunability. Glidden's dominance during the mid-1970s with multiple championships highlighted the engine's adaptability to quarter-mile competition. Modifications like lightweight valve train components and high-port heads helped extract even more performance. Trans Am and road racing. It also saw success in Trans Am racing, particularly in the Mustang Boss 351. Its durability and high-revving nature made it ideal for the demanding conditions of road racing, where endurance and precision were paramount. Bathurst 1000 Glory. Australian racers used the 351 to great effect in the Bathurst 1000, one of the world's most grueling endurance races. The Bathurst 1000, held annually at Mount Panorama in New South Wales, Australia, has seen legendary muscle cars like the Ford Mustang compete. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, Australian drivers raced Mustangs powered by the 351 Cleveland V8 engine, including icons like Alan Moffat, Kevin Bartlett, and Jim Richards. Moffat, associated with the Mustang and 351 engine, notably won the 1973 Bathurst 1000 in a Ford Falcon GTHO. While the 1969 Boss 351 Mustang didn't race at Bathurst, its performance legacy, alongside Ford's other V8-powered entries, played a key role in shaping the event's history and muscle car culture. What happened behind the scenes at Ford when the decision was made to limit production of such an incredible machine? The tragedy of the 351 Mustang lies not in its design, but in its fate. Despite rave reviews and impressive performance, Ford's decision to limit production severely hindered its success. Only 1,806 units were produced. A stark contrast to other high-performance Mustangs like the Boss 302 and Mach 1. Several factors contributed to the low production numbers. The tightening economy, growing emissions regulations, and rising insurance costs for performance cars all played a role. Additionally, Ford was shifting its focus toward more mainstream models, making high-performance variants less profitable. As a result, the Boss 351 was officially discontinued in 1974. Its rarity, combined with the rising costs of owning a muscle car, led to it becoming a highly sought-after collector's item. Over time, the Boss 351 gained legendary status, but its brief production run ensured it would remain a rare and coveted gem in automotive history. Why was the Boss 351's production cut so short? Was it a failure, or was it just a victim of timing? RPO variants in Australia, 1972 to 1982. After U.S. production ceased in 1974, the Cleveland lived on in Australia. It powered legendary models like the Ford Falcon XB and XC, including the Mad Max-inspired Falcon GT. Australian engineers further refined the design, creating variants like the Phase 4 GTHO, which became icons of Australian motorsport. Today, the 351 remains a prized engine among enthusiasts and collectors, whether in a restored classic Mustang or a custom-built hot rod. Common modifications and upgrades: ported heads, aftermarket valve train components, modern camshafts, and electronic ignition enhance the Ford 351 Cleveland's airflow, power, and reliability. Stroker kits and cleaver hybrids, combining Cleveland heads with Windsor blocks, boost performance further. These upgrades solidify the Cleveland's legacy, proving that precision, not size, defines true performance and innovation. The Ford 351 Cleveland is more than just an engine. It's a symbol of innovation and resilience. From its revolutionary canted valve heads to its dominance in NASCAR and drag racing, the Cleveland proved that size isn't everything. Though its production life was brief, its impact was profound. The Cleveland bridged the gap between big block and small block engines, offering an ideal balance of power, efficiency, and durability. Its continued use in Australian muscle cars and its enduring appeal among enthusiasts. Why did it never get the spotlight it deserved? And today, 50-plus years later, why do we still obsess over the Boss 351 Cleveland? Is it truly the one that got away, or is it just a legend in the making? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.